Jake had always been drawn to the idea of pushing human limits, but he never imagined himself as a runner. Until the day he attended his first marathon as a spectator. Watching athletes cross the finish line, their faces streaked with sweat and triumph, something inside him stirred. That moment ignited a fire within him, and he made a bold decision. He would become a marathon runner. At first, Jake's enthusiasm far outweighed his experience. He invested in the best running shoes, hit the pavement with high hopes, and quickly learned a hard truth. Willpower alone wouldn't carry him to the finish line. His lungs burned, his muscles ached, and his early attempts at long-distance running ended in frustration. Self-doubt crept in, whispering that maybe he wasn't cut out for this. But giving up wasn't in Jake's nature. Determined to improve, he sought advice from experienced runners and coaches. He studied training plans, focused on proper nutrition, and embraced mental conditioning. Gradually, he built endurance, increasing his mileage bit by bit. Strength training and stretching became part of his routine, helping him avoid injuries. Till the road was anything but smooth. He ran through torrential rain, fought against icy winds, and battled the ever-present temptation to skip training. The real test came when he suffered a painful ankle injury that sidelined him for weeks, gripped him. Had all his progress been for nothing? Instead of surrendering to frustration, he used the downtime to sharpen his mental game, studying elite runners and visualizing himself crossing the finish line. When race day finally arrived, Jake stood at the starting line, nerves and excitement coursing through him. He reminded himself of every lesson he had learned. As the marathon began, he found his rhythm, pacing himself carefully. Then came mile 20, the dreaded wall. His legs felt like lead, and exhaustion threatened to break him. Every fiber of his body screamed for him to stop, but he refused. Digging deep into his reserves of determination, he pressed on. The cheers of the crowd fueled him, and with one final push, he crossed the finish line. Tears streamed down his face. He had done it. Jake's journey didn't end there. He went on to run more marathons, mentoring aspiring runners and sharing his story. He had learned that success wasn't about avoiding failure. It was about embracing setbacks, pushing through and proving to himself, again and again, that the human spirit is unstoppable.